My dear students in language school, good evening, everybody. Here we will continue what we have started before about the Qureo platform. Our lesson today will be about functions. Type. Tomorrow is the science experiment day. This time it's a plant growth experiment. I can't. This is a conversation between Rick and Caddy as we used to see. They are talking about a science experiment, but today, since I'm a member of experiment preparation committee, have to help to prepare for tomorrow. What is this? Please divide seeds for sowing for 300 students in your grade into 10 bags, onto bags of 10 grain each. Here we can see from this discussion how we should divide our work into tasks. Thanks a lot. Anyway, let's get ready. Hey Rick, what are you doing? I'm a member of experiment preparation committee, so I have to prepare these seeds for 300 students. Oh, that's tough. It's going to take all the day if I had to weigh and prepare everything precisely. I guess if I round up, it's 10G, it should be okay. The first digit after decimal points 5, 6, 7 or like 9.5G, it can be rounded up to 10G if the first digit after the decimal point is 4, 3, 2 or 1. It's just like 10.4G, it can be rounded down to 10. I see. So how we can do it faster, how we can round numbers up to 10 or down to 10. You hate math, don't you, Rick? Actually, with programming, you can have a computer to do rounding automatically. What? Such a useful program exists? Yes, that's function. It allows you to perform predefined process in a flash. So we see here how programming can help in every field in our life. By a function, it allows us to use or to perform a predefined process in a flash. I wish you had told me sooner if I knew such as so a useful program. Let's get started with functions. Functions are named according to the process they perform. Means you should give a meaningful name to your function. You can call your function A, B, C, D, and so on. But you can be better, name it as it used for. For example, if we have to add two numbers together, the best name for the function will be addition or total or sum, for example. If you give Mr. Rounding a value you want to round off, for example, 9.6, it is automatically calculated and returned round to the result of 10. See? When I want to call on Mr. Rounding, I would write a program like this. For example, we can use, as we said, predefined function. What we mean by predefined means it is coded, named, and saved inside JavaScript. Console.log. We used this statement before to show results on screen. What in between of the brackets of console.log? Math.round. Here we open the library of math, get the function of round, and put inside the brackets 9.6. That means we asked the function to round this number to the nearest number. Inside console.log, write math.round, and in parentheses you write the number you want to be rounded to the nearest whole number. What does math.round mean? Math.round is the official name for Mr. Rounding. The round is abbreviation of round off, its real name. Now let's try the first example. Enter the same program as below. Here we should write these statements as it is into the editor. Console.log and take care of the case of the letters. JavaScript is case sensitive, means if the function is math, it is with capital M. The function round is with a small r. Console.log math.round 9.8. Write in the brackets 9.8. In the second example, we write in parentheses math.round 10.3. In the third example, we write between brackets 9.2. So what will be the result? The same output 9 because the number 8 is greater than 5. The second example result will be 10 because 3 after the point is less than 5. And the third example result will be 9. Let's see what will happen when you run code. All these values have been rounded to the nearest whole number, so this is so convenient. So we give Mr. Rounding the help with argument and then return value. We give him 9.8 and it returns 10. We give him 9.3, it will return the value of 9. So if you pass a value to Mr. Round, it will automatically round off to the nearest whole number. If you remember this point, you will be fine for today. So the summary of our lesson today is a function takes some data, performs specific processing, and returns the result. The value passed to the function is called argument, and the value returned is called the return value. The function is to calculate rounding as written as math.round, and inside the parentheses we write the value. Now, coming to the next lesson. In this lesson today, we will discuss how to write the function that tells you the maximum value and how to write the function that tells you the minimum value. How did Mr. Round help? Let's try. Enter the program as follows. Write console.math.round of 10.6. When you run the code, the result will be as we seen 11. Try again. Let's write it together. You see here that when you write the code correctly, it will turn to another color. The color here refers to the good writing of the code. Don't forget semicolon at the end of each statement in JavaScript. Now, when you run the code, great. Great here means we perform good. And the answer is appeared here 11. Why 11? Because the number after the point is greater than 6. Come to think of the M in math is capitalized. So now it's time to round 9.7. Let's try again. Answer. The log. Now open the brackets, math dot round. Now open another bracket, 9.7, and we should not forget semicolon. Now it's time to run the code. Have we any error? Oh, math. What is wrong here? Miss Rania, you have written math in small letter. Did you see? We have to write math in capital M. See how it turned to another color? Here, I prove that we should care about the case of the letter. Is it correct? Let's see. Press run code. Now it's great. Mr. Rounding program is perfect. So let's try now to give you a list of numbers and ask Mr. Max to the new program to get the maximum number. When we compare between 5, 10, and 50, the result will be 50. Now, let's write the code, console. .log, open the brackets, math, .max. Now, write inside 5, comma, 10, comma, 50. And don't forget the semicolon as usual. Now run the code. Great. The result is 50. So we have two functions, two mathematical functions till now, round and max. Round will round the value to the nearest whole number according to the number after the point, and now the max function is bring the maximum value of a range of values. We notice here that numerical values can be written by separating them with comma. Look here, when we write the code and list the numbers we want to compare, 5, 10, 50. Mr. Max's real name is math.max. Max is short for maximum. By the way, his real name, the new value, is minimum. We will get a new function which is math.min, the abbreviation of minimum. So when I give Mr. Minimum or minimum boy the same range of values, 5, 10, and 50, this time it will return 5. Okay, we will try. Now write the code console.log math dot mean 5, 10, 50. Don't forget the semicolon. Now run the code. Great, it's correct. And the result is 5. So we entered 5, 10, and 50. So the smallest number among them is 5 was output. Even though I'm not good at math, it would be faster if I just did it in my own head. So the summary of the lesson this time is the function that tells us the maximum value is written as math.max, and the function that tells us the minimum value is written as math.min, and inside brackets we can put value A, value B, value C, any number of values you like. Now, continue to the next lesson in chapter 12. So far, we have been using predefined functions that round up to the nearest whole number or tell us the maximum, but you can also create your own functions. This time, I created a function that, like the function math.mean, return the minimum value when multiple numerical values are entered. So let's see how we can create minimum boy number 2. Here is what program look like. Console.log min2 of 5 and 10. It's almost the same. No, it seems different somehow. Console.log math.mean of 5 and 10. And the second minimum boy number 2 is min2 of 5 and 10. Console.log the content of the brackets is math.min for minimum boy and min2 for minimum boy number 2. I'm impressed you found it. Minimum boy's real name is math min. Actually, we put dot in variable and function min. So this time, because we have minimum number 2, I give it the name min2. We will give it the name min2 because we can't put dot in variable or function name. When we revise the rules of naming variables, we can't use any characters or symbols except underscore. So just the names are different. Now see how we can create the function min2. We have to write the code, not calling it because it is not predefined. When we have predefined functions, mean its code is written and saved inside the structure of JavaScript. But here we will create a function, so we have to write the code of it, then call it. We have to describe the function of min2 because JavaScript don't know any about min2. If you write min2 of number 1 and number 2 without writing the function of it, so you will see an error asking Who is min2? Undefined min2. So now let's see how we can create the function min2. Let's start by min2. That will take two values, num1 and num2. We will compare between two values, which one is minimum. So we will have to enter two values, which we call parameters, all arguments. Decide the names for the function and its arguments. So this is the name of the function, which is min2, and between the brackets we have the arguments of the function. What is the meaning of the arguments? It means the value we have to enter to apply the function for them. Now the arguments are num1 and num2. Let's describe what min2 did. Let result. We have to create or declare a variable named result. Now we should ask if num1 less than num2. So because we want to get the minimum, result will be equal to num1. Else here means that num1 is greater than num2. So the smaller is num2. So the result will be equal to num2. So if num1 less than num2, the result will be num1. Else means here that num2 is greater than num1 or less. Else here means that greater one, num1 is greater than num2. So the result will be num2. Then after finishing the block of if, I asked the function to return the result, whether num1 or num2. So the return is the main part of the function structure. Let's see. We can use curly brackets to include where min2 function starts and ends. So notice here, after min2 we put a curly bracket, and also when we write if block we write curly brackets to include the result of if, and we use curly brackets to include the result of else. So we have open three curly brackets, 1, 2, and 3, and we should close three curly brackets, 1, 2, and 3. Now we will write to apply. If num1 is less than num2, the result will be equal to num1, else the result will be equal to num2. So now the return value or the return result returns the value of the result according to the result of if block. Now let's see how we can create the function. We write function min2 and then use a round bracket to enter in between the arguments num1 and num2 of the function min2, and then we start with let result. If num1 less than num2, the result will be equal to num1, else result will be equal to num2, and then we will return the result. Let's try. Function min2. I have written here the code function min2. We started the creating of new function by the word function. This is the keyword of JavaScript so that JavaScript will understand that you will start describing what the function do. Min of num1 and num2. Then open the curly bracket of the function. The function will declare a variable result, and then comparing the entered arguments num1 and num2. If num1 less than num2, the result will be equal to num1, else result will equal to num2, and then return the result. Now this part from writing function up to this part, we call this part the description of the function code. Now, when we want to see the result, how the function min2 will act, we will call the function by this line, console.log. Then we open. Now we have understood what min2 does. So print the result of min2 when applying it for the arguments 5 and 10. Now run the code. So the result is 5. The output is correct and the minimum value is 5. Now check the key points of the lesson. Functions can be created by specifying a process or a name. To create a function, write the keyword function, then followed by the function name, and put in between the brackets the argument name. Now open the curly brackets, and between the curly brackets you describe the action or the process of the function. When you specify a function name, don't use dot. So the lesson has finished, and now moving to the next lesson. Moving to lesson 4 in this chapter. The key points of the lesson is how to write when creating function 1, 2, and 3. So when you ask, all of a sudden, I'm hungry. Are you hungry too? That came out of the blue. But look at the time, it's getting late. Well done. Let's all order pizza or something that's nice. I think we should all pay our share. Let's see. I want pizza with a lot of cheese. What would you like? Okay, so what type of pizza would you like? Do you prefer seafood? Do you prefer vegetables? I prefer chocolate and banana. Now, it is a sweet pizza. I never had it, but if you recommend it, I will order it. Okay, order complete. The total is 2,000 piece Cody coins for 2 pizza. This is a funny talk between Cody and Rick, but it will move us to what kind of the program if we want to split the cost between the two. In order to program movement of Mr. 3 split the cost, the yellow part specifies the name of the functions and arguments. Now, we here write the word, the keyword function. Then we will put here the name of the function and then the argument, and then we started the curly brackets to write the actions and the process here in this part, and return the result value in this part. We return the result value in this part, and then we will close the curly bracket. Now let's decide the names of the function and the argument. This is, as we said, will be written in the yellow section. If we give the total cost of the pizza of Mr. Split 3, the cost, so we want to split the cost and return the results to us. We have ordered pizza and we want to split the cost. Let's try. Now, see how we can write the name of the program or the code. First, we should write function. This is the keyword for writing functions. And now it turns to another color, so I wrote it correctly. The name of the function will be split 3. And now we will put the argument total. Now it's time to curly bracket. When you open the first curly bracket, JavaScript will end the curly brackets. Is it okay? Great. But no other things, because we haven't write any code or process between the curly brackets. So no result is found. I don't see any output yet. Now the function will be named split3 and get the argument total. It's now to see what are the movements and processing that you want Mr. Split3 cost to do. Now I want to declare a variable named result. Result equal total divide 3. Let's see. Complete the code. Let result equal total divide 3, and don't forget the semicolon. Now run code. It's great, but also we didn't see any output yet. Now let's continue. You should write return the result. To get the output, you should write return the result. We should ask the function to return the result of dividing total by 3. Now return result. Semicolon. Great, but also I don't see any output yet. Now we have completed the 3 parts of coding the function split3. First, we write the name of the function, the keyword function, then the name of the function. So function split3, and between brackets we write the name of the argument. So open curly brackets, then in the first line. Right, let result equal total divide 3. Don't forget semicolon. In the third line, you write return result and then close the curly bracket. This is the description or decoding the code for the function split 3. But till now, I don't call it. Let's try. If I want to call it, it is now defined. So I should write console.log, apply split 3 on 2800. Now let's write that code. Let's get the result. After writing the code of the function, we should call it by this code, console.log, split 3 2800, then semicolon. Run. Yes, a result, an output has then appeared. You have output the result of split cost. So the key points for this lesson is when you create a function, first write then the keyword function, then the arguments names. Then when you write or create a function, the next step is to write the movement or the processing that you want the function to perform. And the third key point is when you create a function, write a program that returns the results to the end. Now, moving to the next lesson. Important points when naming functions. You have more motivated as than ever. You now ready to make Mr. 5 split the cost by modifying Mr. 3 split the cost. How we could modify the code of the function. First of all, let's revise the last lesson, how we could write a function. Function, the keyword we use, then the name of the function, then open the curly bracket. In second line, we should write the actions or the process we want Mr. Split 5 to perform. And then in the last line, we should write the return the last result value. Now, what kind of movement do Mr. Split 5 cost to do? You want the total amount multiplied by 5. So, is it correct? No. The correct answer is how to divide the total amount by 5, not multiplying. We want to split the cost, we don't multiply, we divide the total amount by 5. So the name of the function, let's call it split 5. Now let's see how we can modify Mr. Split 3 to Mr. Split 5. Now create a function. Create your program as follows. Create a function with the function name split 5 and then the argument name will be total. Now write here function split 5 total great. but we don't see any output yet. Now let's see how the actions or the process will be modified. We should write in the second line the actions or the process we want Mr. Split 5 to perform, and in the last line we should know how to return the result value. Now we will create a function with a function name split5 and the argument name total. Create your program as follows. Declare the variable result and assign the calculation formula total divide 5. Let result equal total divide 5. Run code. Great. Till now we have created the code of the function split5. We have two missing steps. The first is how to return the result, and the second is how to call the function. Let's continue. We still don't see any output yet. Now we want to return the value of the result variable. So what will we add? We will add return result. Don't forget semicolon. Here we finished the code, but still we don't see any output because we still don't call the function. Now we have completed the coding of the split5 function. Function split5, take the variable of total or the argument total. Let's result equal total divide 5, then return result. Here is the result of writing the function code, but how we can call the code? How we will get the result of split5 and output it to the console. We want to pass the argument 12,500. Now console. So now we said how we write the code of the function split5, and it's time now to call the function and apply it of the passed argument to 12,500. We write the code console.log split5 of 12,500. Don't forget semicolon. It's 2.100. See the results? We have two different results. Now when we write 12,500 without any point, comma, or else. Here we should round 12,500. Now let's see now how to create a program for Mr. 5x Calc. The same steps. Now let's try Calc 5. Here in the space we can write function Calc 5 and the argument in between is num. Now let's see. Great. But we didn't see any output till now. So the name of the function is calc5 and the argument is num. Now in the next step we will see what the actions or the process we want Mr. 5x calc to perform. We want Mr. calc 5 to multiply num by 5. So this is the code. Can you write it? Let's see the code first. Function calc5 with argument of num, then let result equal num multiply 5. Try it again. Let result equal num multiply 5. Run. It's great, but we don't see any output yet. So now return the result. Function calc of num, let result equal num of 5, and don't forget to write return result. We don't see any result yet. Try again. Right here, return result. Great, but we still don't see any output yet. Why? Because we didn't call the function. Now apply the function when passing the argument 10 to the function calc5. Now write after the bracket console.log calc5 of 10, and don't forget the semicolon. Now code. So let's recap what you have learned in this lesson. Check the items. When naming function and argument, give them names that are easy to understand. Now let's go to the review. Start from the beginning. Question number 1. Select the correct program to create a function whose function name is calc and the argument name is num. So how we could write this code? We should start with the word function. Where the word function in these options? We have the word function we started with in options 3, 2, and 3. In options 2 and 3. Then followed by the name of the function, function calc. We write the name of the function or pass the argument. We write first the name of the function. So the correct answer would be number 2 because we write the keyword function. We follow by the name calc, then passing the argument between the rounded brackets num, and then open the curly brackets to write processing or action in between. answer. Okay. Next question. Select the correct function to round off. So what is the correct function to round off? Math.round off, or round, or math.round, or round.math. We have no function called round off, and we can not write the function round without math because we call it from the library math. So round.math is not correct. Round only one point is not correct. So math.round off or math.round, math.round is the correct answer. Answer? Yes, number C is correct. Question number 3. Please select the output result from the following program that have executed. Console.log math.max. So the result will be 120. No, 120 is not of the range we want to get the max range of them. 40, no, 40 is not correct answer because we have a larger number which is 60. 20, no, 20 is the minimum value, not the maximum value, so the correct answer will be 60. Now it's correct. Now question 4, function calc. We pass the argument num. Now let the result equal num by 3. Now return the result. Apply the function for the argument 5. So the result will not be 5. It will be equal to 5 by 3, which is equal to 15. So 15 is the correct answer. Yes. Question 5. Please add a program that calls the function calc and put 3 as an argument. Now, function calc of num of 3. Now we want to call the function, so calc, we write the name of the function, and we pass the argument of 3 between the rounded bracket. Now run code. Is it correct? Yes, it is equal to 15. Answer? Yes. What is difference here? Do we forget something? Correct answer. Now question 6. Please add a program that returns the value of the variable result and to the described program. So we should write here return result. Don't forget semicolon. Now run code and output appears. So answer, give the results. We have 6 questions and perfect answers. Hope you understood today the chapter of the function. Until we meet again, I hope you revise your chapters well. Our exam is soon. Good luck for all and goodbye everybody.